Right, good morning, students. Today we have the little girl from your textbook Beehive. The author's name is Catherine Mansfield. Catherine Mansfield, she was a story writer from New Zealand, okay? A very famous writer from New Zealand. And in this little girl by Catherine Mansfield, we have the theme of fear, control, like freedom, independence, acceptance, passions, and change. Now let's see what happened here in this story, The Little Girl. Okay, so before you read, do you feel you know your parents better now than you were much younger? Question mark. Perhaps you now understand the reasons for some of their actions that used to upset you earlier. To this story about a little girl whose feelings for her father changed from fear to understanding. Okay, from fear to understanding will probably find an echo in every home. So students, this is a question for you. So do you feel that you know better, you know your parents better now than before when you were younger? Okay, so this is a story about a little girl, whose feelings change from fear to understanding. Okay, so let's see here. First paragraph. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with "Goodbye, father." And oh, there was a glad sense to relief when she heard the noise of the garage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. Okay, here, so a figure means a person, okay? A person to be feared. Here, so for little girl, he means his father. Sorry, her father, okay? So for her father was a figure to be feared, okay? And she was afraid of his father, and she always avoided his father. And what happened that every morning, his father, before going to work, his father came into her room, the little girl room, and gave her a kiss, a casual kiss. And after that, she responded, "Okay, goodbye, father." Okay, and father left for the work. There was a glad sense of relief. Means here, glad sense of relief means glad sense of happiness. Okay. Happiness when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. Okay, so she was very happy. Okay, she had a sense of relief. She had a sense of happiness when she heard the noise of the carriage growing, going fainter and fainter. The noise of the carriage growing, laser and laser. Okay, down the long road. So when the garage goes further and further down the long road, the noise decreased, and she had a great sense of relief, thinking that her father is, far away from her. Hope you are clear. Next, go to the next paragraph. In the evening, when he came back, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. "Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the pepper come yet? Mother, go and see if my pepper's out there and bring me my slippers." So what happened in the evening when her father returned from work? This little girl, she was standing near the staircase, okay, and she could hear his father's voice in the hall. "Please bring my tea into the drawing room." The father was, asking them, okay, to bring a tea in the drawing room, and "I need my paper. Hasn't the newspaper come yet?" And her father even ordered mother, "So go and see if papers has arrived or not, and bring my slippers." So this is what his father usually did or usually does whenever he returned from his work in the evening. Okay. Next, Kejia. Kejia is her name, the little girl's name. Okay, Kejia. Mother would call to her, "If you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots." Slowly the girl would slip down the stairs, more slowly still, across the hall and push open the drawing room door. Then her mother would call her, "Kejia." She said to her daughter, "Daughter Kejia, if you're a good girl, please come down and take off. Please remove your father's clothes. Boots, shoes, okay?" Hearing her mother calling, the little girl would slip down, come down quietly and unwillingly, isn't it? Down the stairs more slowly. Still then she reached the hall and pushed upon the drawing room door. And after that she pushed, okay, upon the drawing room door. So what happened? By the time he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to little girl. So by the time the little girl Kejia, okay, upon the drawing room, his father has already put on his spectacle, wore his spectacle, and his father looked at her, over her, okay, in such a way that terrifying to the little girl. It was a terrible look, so the little girl was afraid, okay. So her father was looking at the little girl terrifyingly, okay. Now, well, Kejia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today? I do not know, father. And her father said, Kejia, my dear Kejia, hurry up and please remove my boots, my shoes, and take them outside. And he asked to her, have you been a good girl today? And she replied, Father, I do not know. Stammering, isn't it? Okay, let's see next page. You do not know. If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. She never stuttered with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. Okay, so her father said, okay, you do not know, so this is the sound. Stutter means a repetition of sound, okay? Stammering. So he said to his daughter, if you keep stuttering, if you keep stammering, do not know, then your mother will take you to the doctor, see? And this little girl, Kejia, she never stuttered, okay, with other people, except with his father. He had quite given up. He had stopped doing, stammering or stuttering to other people, but it was except to her father, okay? And this little girl was trying so hard to say the words properly, out of fear or out of nervousness, isn't it? So what's the matter? What are you looking so wretched about, mother? I wish you told this child not to appear on the brink of suicide here. Kejia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. So the little girl father asked her, what's the matter, my dear? See, why are you looking so wretched? Why are you looking so unhappy? And he said to her wife, see, Kejia's mother, right? Mother, or in other words, my wife, see, I wish you told this little girl, I wish that you told this, your daughter, Kejia, not to appear on the brink of suicide, about to commit a suicide, see. So as if this little girl was on the brink of suicide, is about to commit suicide, because she was so afraid to her father, right? Okay. And then he said to her daughter, here, Kejia, please carry my tea bag back to the table carefully. Okay. Next. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth when he yawned. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. So this is the appearance, physical appearance of her father. Okay, Kejia's father. So her father was so big, and his hands and his neck and his mouth, especially when he yawned. You know, yawned? Opening of a mouth when someone feels sleepy, right? So her father looks like a giant. See, thinking about him alone, okay? He looks like a giant. Her father looks like thinking about a giant, see? The giant size, okay? So on Saturday, Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with her father and mother. So what happened one Sunday, okay? Sunday afternoon, Kejia's grandmother sent Kejia's down to the drawing room to have a talk with her. Nice talk with her father and mother, okay. But the little girl, Kejia's, always found mother reading and father stretching out of sofa. But whenever she comes down to have a nice talk with her father and mother, her father and mother was always busy, engaged in something else, see. Yeah, she found that, little girl found that her mother was reading and father stretched out on the sofa, okay, sleeping on the sofa, resting on the sofa and stretching. Okay, his handkerchief on his face, and you will find his father's face was covered handkerchief, and his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. So sleeping soundly and snoring. If you look at the picture, see, this is how the writers described. Okay, the little girl always found mother reading and father stretching out of the sofa. See? Whenever she comes down to have a nice talk with her parents, you see the picture, mother's always reading and father busy sleeping on the sofa, stretching, snoring, covering his face with a handkerchief. Okay, so this is the scene, yeah? Okay, hope you are clear, students. Let's go to the next page, number 34. So she sat on the stool, gravely watched him until he walked and stretched and asked the time. Then look at her, don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl. Okay, so little girl sat on the stool. Okay, gravely means seriously. Okay, watch her father until her father woke up from his sleep and stretched. Okay, and asked the time. What is the time now? Then look at his daughter, and her father say, Kezia, don't stare so, don't look at me, you look like a little brown owl. See, owl is a bird, right, with the big eyes. So next paragraph. One day when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she would make him a pin cushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. Okay, so one day what happened when little girl was kept indoors with a cold. So indoors, outdoors. Indoors means kept within four walls of the corner. Okay, confined inside the room, right, within four corners of the room with a cold. Okay. Her Kezia's grandmother told her that her father's birthday was next week, so she suggested Kezia, okay, grandmother suggested Kezia that Kezia should make a pin cushion for a gift, for her father's birthday gift, from or out of a small piece of yellow silk. Okay, so pin cushion means like, what to say, it's a pad, okay, kind of pad to holding pins, okay, a cushion to hold for holding pins. Okay, so that's the gift for her father for his birthday, for her father's birthday. Okay, out of beautiful piece of yellow silk.